What's going on, everybody? It's Nightmare again. Yes, again. Guess who's back again. Nightmare's back, and I'm back to talk about what everybody loves. MK4, what everybody loves Mortal Kombat for. The reason we have the ESRB rating system in place. Not many people know that. Fatalities. Mortal Kombat fatalities are the reason we have ratings on games. Because the first Mortal Kombat was so violent and out there with their fatalities and the way they killed people and ripped out hearts and tore out spines and all that good, juicy goodness. All that gory deliciousness is the reason we have a rating system. And those fatalities, those brainchildren of NetherRealm Studios, are what I'm going to talk about today. But not my favorite ones that we have, fatalities that we've had coming back. I think, proper intro, this is Nightmare's Idea Thoughts, Fatalities. Now, when I thought about fatalities, I thought, what could we do different in fatalities? And I thought about this. Classic fatality returns. Last game, Mortal Kombat 9, there were 3 classic fatalities. And no, I'm not even going to air quote. Why did I air quote classic fatalities? They were 3 classic fatalities. You had Scorpion's face rip with the toasty. You had Sub-Zero's grab the spine and tear it out, which he did in epic fashion. And then you had Reptile's tongue take off his face and tongue tear your head off and swallow your head whole. I loved those, especially Reptile's, because Reptile was one of my favorite characters whenever they gave him. I didn't like his design in the game, and then his classic costume just was wow. So, classic fatalities in Mortal Kombat X. What could you do? Firstly, bring back, and with each one of these you could bring back a classic costume for the characters attached. That's another reason you could do these, except one of the ones on the list that I have over there. Bring back, first of all, the original 3. Scorpion, Sub-Zero's, and Reptile's classic fatalities with costumes to boot. And then bring in some for other characters. Classic Kung Lao fatality, where he does the throw the hat at their face, walk over all swagalicious, and kick them and get the hat back. A classic Liu Kang fatality, maybe where he turns into the dragon and bites. I don't know what you would do for a class. I don't follow Liu Kang enough to know any good classics for him. But a classic Sonya fatality where she does her uppy kick and it kicks them into the air and they explode or something like that. Definitely want to see a classic Johnny Cage fatality where it's the original, go back to the original game, he just walks over, Johnny Cage swag like, and boom! One shot, head knocked off. Done. And this is another one. A classic fatality given to a new character. Give Cassie Cage the kiss of death. Have her pull out like a lip balm that has KOD written on the side, or her mom's initials, and have her take it and put it on and just like kiss the side of the person's face, and then the face just goes and explodes all and then boom, that's your another call back. Because, and I get this idea because I thought originally Cassie's selfie fatality, when I saw the photo, was she kiss of death to them and their jaw exploded. That was not the case. Now for classic fatalities for the other characters, I mentioned the Kung Lao, throw the hat in the skull, it sticks, and you walk over and kick it and hold on to it and put the hat back on. Liu Kang's dragon, Sonya's up kick thing. I don't know what other classic fatalities Sonya has had, but definitely Johnny's uppercut. Scorpion could maybe not necessarily bring back his old fatality where he does the toasty and burns their flesh, because it wouldn't work for every costume. But or maybe just link these back to these costumes, make them costume specific fatalities. You could do a classic Kenshi costume or fatality where he MK9 classic where he throws the sword over on one side and they slide through it and die like that. You can give new characters classic fatalities, like one where Tor just punches them down and tears their entire skeleton out, just the whole thing. A Takeda fatality, that's a throwback to a call to a combination of his father's and his trainer Scorpion's, where he throws his whips into them and then mentally pulls them across the blades, and you just see the intestines hanging off the strings. A classic Kun Jin fatality where he throws his little, I don't know what you could do for classics for the new ones because they're new characters, but definitely have all your, maybe not all of them, but and give classic fatalities to your DLC characters. That'd be something cool to see. Like Tanya could have her jump up and spin around neck snap, unless that's one of her things already. Tremor could have the one that somebody put up on YouTube that's a classic fatality where he just he summons up a rock spike from the ground that kind of ramps up and spears through the person, and they just slide down onto it. There's so much you can do in the ways of classic fatalities. But that's not the only downloadable fatalities you could have. You could download other alternate fatalities. Like, they could draw up, like, maybe fatalities, since they only gave each character 2, maybe they could do a thing where they let you download fatalities they were gonna give the person but didn't have enough time for, or something like that. Like, there's so much you could do with all these other characters in ways of fatalities. Takeda fatality where he wraps the whip around the body and pulls it and it just tears him down in a spiral. A Kun Jin fatality where he just beats them mercilessly to death with his bow staff thing. I mentioned the kiss of death for Cassie, which I still am kind of bummed out that it's not already a thing. Give Jackie a classic fatality from her dad. Give Jax the punt kick that he had in one of the games. I believe it was Mortal Kombat 9, where he punches them into the ground and then just kicks their head off. So many things you could do. So many fatality ideas that I'm not even thinking of right now, because there's so many that you could do, and so many there's a lot the human body can take and die from. Like, there's 1,000 ways to die, and you have 25 characters, 29 if you count the current DLCs, and all this stuff. There's just so much that I'm not even thinking of right now. But that's really all I have for this one. If you guys, we'll do this. Tell me what you guys would want to see fans would want to see as fatalities, as downloadable. They could be anything, but try to stay away from stuff you know we won't get, like sexual fatalities, that kind of thing. Because the kiss of death is not really, because I put it on the cheek. Because that was the thing they got, like nudalities, stuff like that. Try to keep that away, but give me your ideas for fatalities. That would be amazing. But, as always, tune in next time for my next video, which will be DLC ideas that involve creatures. Alright, guys. As always, I've been Nightmare. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, Nightmare out.